We hear and we obey. Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 285. The messenger has believed in what was revealed to him from his Lord, and so have the believers. They say, "We hear and we obey. We seek your forgiveness, our Lord, and to you is the final return." There are many moments in life when obedience is easy. It is easy to obey when everything is going well, when life makes sense, when our du'as are being answered the way we hoped. But the real test of faith often comes when Allah's decree is difficult to understand, when the trial is painful, when the loss feels too heavy, when the future is uncertain, when the answer to our du'a seems delayed. It is in those moments that these beautiful words become more than something we recite. They become something we live. We hear and we obey. Not, we hear and we obey only when we understand. Not, we hear and we obey only when it is easy. Not, we hear and we obey only when it matches what we wanted. Simply, we hear and we obey. Subhanallah, one of the hardest acts of worship is trusting Allah before we understand His wisdom. We may not know why the test came. We may not see what Allah is protecting us from. We may not understand why one door closed while another has not yet opened. But the believer chooses obedience over doubt, trust over despair, submission over resistance, not because everything makes sense, but because they trust the one to whom everything makes sense. Perhaps that is why this verse comes near the end of Surah Al-Baqarah. After all the stories, after all the commands, after all the lessons, the believers respond with complete submission. We hear and we obey. Not because every command is easy, not because every decree is easy, but because they know Allah is all-wise, even when they cannot yet see the wisdom. Then they say, "We seek your forgiveness, our Lord." Even after declaring their obedience, they still ask Allah for forgiveness. They know they are not perfect. They know there will be moments of weakness, but they never stop returning to Allah. Perhaps faith is not always understanding Allah's plan. Sometimes, faith is trusting Allah before we understand His wisdom. And often, the wisdom that was hidden in the beginning becomes clear only when we look back. So when Allah calls us to obey, when He tests us, when He asks us to be patient, may our hearts always respond with the words of the believers, "We hear and we obey."